Hello, travelers. I am so excited to be talking to you about my happy place, which happens to be the Walt Disney World Resort. And if you visited the Walt Disney World Resort, you know they do a fantastic job of sprinkling pixie dust throughout your trip. And for those that haven't been yet, that just means that Disney and its cast members, which are its employees, just have this ability to take your vacation to the next level, to recognize major milestones that you're celebrating, to a lot of times go out of their way to make sure that you're having the best trip that you can. So, I want to share with you a couple of times that I was sprinkled with pixie dust over my past 40 visits to the Walt Disney World Resort. So, one of the first things that comes to mind when anyone asks, "Hey, what's special that's happened?" or "What have you done?" or, "What's been special about a trip to Disney World?" And it has to be when my mother and I were offered the ability to preview the Animal Kingdom theme park. So, this was back in 1998 before it opened to the general public. We were given the opportunity to purchase highly discounted tickets to go over and check out the brand new theme park. We were there with a group of people, but only my mom and I wanted to go. I don't remember what everyone else was doing. But her and I got to go into the Animal Kingdom, and like no one was there. There were no waits for any rides. Everything was walk on. The cast members were some of the happiest and most joyful that I've ever seen anyone. Um, and they just really wanted to make our experience there, as magical as possible and make sure we were having a good time and get our feedback on how things were feeling. So it was fantastic to see the show that they put on, which didn't make it very long at the park at all. It was reworked a couple different times, but the Countdown to Extinction, which is now Dinosaur, that was great. Got to see the very, very first rendition of Festival of the Lion King, which, oh, my all-time favorite attraction at Animal Kingdom. And the Bug's Life with the show that's in the tree. So it was just a really, really fun time to walk around pretty much an empty theme park. That was by far one of the best times. And I swear that while we were there, they were doing a lot of filming. There were different film crews around. I swear that that's the exact same time that InSync was there filming their special for the opening. I'm not sure positive if they were or not, but in my mind, they were there. So we were at the park on the same day. Growing up in the later 90s, boy band crazy, that was me. So that was, one time that there was just that magic of Disney all around me. Another time would be when my husband and I were down. At that point, we were fiancés. We were getting our engagement photos done. And we were going around the monorail. I think we had just been at Grand Floridian having dinner, and we were going back to the Contemporary Resort. And the monorail captain asked if we would like to sit in the front of the monorail. That was an awesome experience. It's something that they don't do or offer anymore. They gave us like a certificate as a like monorail co-pilot. And we have a picture of us sitting in the very front of the monorail with the, windows and everything behind us. It was just one of those magical moments where, not many people ever got the ability to ride in the front of the monorail. And now they don't offer that anymore. So it's one of those very unique and very magical experiences that I will cherish forever. And there's so many magical experiences at Disney. Have you had any, experienced any? Have you had any of the same ones that I have? I would love to know. Another time, I remember my friend Katie and we went down with my mother. So my mother was at a conference and we got to stay in her room and we just like hit the parks like crazy. Like we were there from opening to close. We would come back and like have a nap in the middle of the day, but it was summertime. So the parks were open super, super late. So we were just go, 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 hitting as much as we could in the time that we had. So we were at Animal Kingdom really early one day. And we made our way over to Dino Land to go on the, at that point, it was still Countdown to Extinction ride. And Dino Land wasn't open yet. So they actually had this like little ceremony where you opened the land. I forget exactly what happened, but my friend Katie that was with me, I don't think she cut a ribbon, but she used a walkie-talkie to like walkie-talkie to the rest of the park that Dino Land was open. So we got to open Dino Land for the day and got a certificate. And then we each got a free Mickey bar, which if you've listened to me talk about food and snacks at Disney, Mickey bars are my favorite. I love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. So the fact that we had that special experience of opening the park with a Mickey bar before even 9 a.m., I'm sure, it was just, a magical moment. Other experience that I've had at the hotels, when my husband and I were on our honeymoon, we did have one night at the Polynesian, and we had gotten to the Polynesian. It was the last night of our stay. It had been a very, very long week because we had our wedding first and then had moved hotels and stuff. So I was pretty tapped out by then. They put us in a room originally that was not a great room. It was super far away from everything. We only had one night there. I wanted to be close to the monorail. I wanted to be close to the food. So my husband, being a great husband of less than a week, trekked up to the front lobby and was like, what can we do about this? My wife's really not that happy. So yes, this magical experience, we did have to express our concerns that we weren't happy, with our room location, that we wanted something closer to the main lobby. We were only there for one night. We didn't want to have to schlep back and forth as we were going to and from the park and visiting with friends. So it was great. The person at the front desk wanted to, make us happy, wanted to, not have us be in that room that was super far away. So they put us in the ambassador suite. So there is a room or a block of rooms right next to the Polynesian. It's the Tonga house. It's small, but that's where all of the suites are. And so we got to go into that special suite area. We got the club level status, and we had an ambassador suite for one night. It had 3 beds. There was a king bed in one bedroom, 2 queens in another bedroom. There was like a pull-out couch. There was a mini kitchen. So it was this huge suite for the 2 of us for one night. But it was just that special way to, end our honeymoon with. And, Disney just wanted to have us end on a really high note. There's also been all these little experiences along the way. Back when there were paper fast passes, cast members giving us paper fast passes. There was a time when we had our anniversary buttons on, and I was going to a snack cart to get, some sodas, get a pretzel, and have a snack before the parade. And the cast member saw our anniversary button and made a huge deal of it. They were like, oh my goodness, it's your anniversary. Congratulations. How many years are you celebrating? And we were just getting really excited because they were, they were getting excited for us. So it was great. And then we got all our snacks and stuff, and I went to pay, and they're like, oh no, this one's on Mickey Mouse. Don't worry about it. So just something as simple as getting, some complimentary sodas and a pretzel. It was just so awesome to be recognized, to have our celebration recognized and sprinkled with that little bit of pixie dust. One more, I promise. If you want to hear more, let me know, because I could talk for hours about the special experiences at Disney. But when my husband and I, we were on our honeymoon, and for those that aren't exactly aware, we were married at Disney. So I always say we honeymooned with 60 of our closest friends and family. So we were at the parks one day with a friend of ours. And so 3 of us, we had gone through Expedition Everest, and it was a longer wait, but we wanted to ride again and again and again. So at that time, Expedition Everest had what's called a single rider line. So that just means that, if there's Expedition Everest fits 2 people in each car. So say there's a group of 3, they'll put, 2 people in the first car, 1 in the second, and then they'll take someone from the single rider line to put them to fill in that extra space in the second car. So we went in that single rider line because we're like, we don't care if we sit by each other. We just want to ride this ride because it's an awesome roller coaster. So we get up to where the cast member is that's putting the single people in line. And he looks at us and he goes, you guys have your honeymoon buttons on. Why aren't you riding together? There's no way you can be sick of each other yet. So we explained to him, we're like, well, it's okay. We rode once together. We don't need to ride together again. We want to ride right away. We don't want to wait in the long line. So we're okay being separated. And he goes, no, you're not going to be separated on your honeymoon. So he made a huge deal about it. And he put us in like the front cart together. And, we were able to go through the single rider line, which I think was like a 5-minute wait, and bypass everyone that was in the regular line. That was like a 45-minute wait. So it was just, that little bit of pixie dust that cast member just wanted to, have us celebrate our honeymoon together and ride together, which was fantastic. So I think we went through the single rider line twice because we rode like 3 times in a row, and both times the same cast member did that for us and got us together so we could ride the ride together. And then that's when we found out that 3 times in a row on Expedition Everest is all that we can take before we get a little dizzy and a little woozy. So I know for me, the max times on Expedition Everest is 3 in a row. But those are some of my pixie dust moments to share with you. And it's one of those very unique things that the Walt Disney World Resort offers. Oops, sorry about that. Something dropped. So they just offer all of these unique experiences for their guests, and they really do want you to have the best time that you can. So that's why they kind of sprinkle this little pixie dust in. It's nothing that I can guarantee for you, that Disney can guarantee for you, but they do empower their cast members to make sure that travelers are having an amazing trip. So I always tell people it never hurts to ask for something that you want, or if you're receiving a service that you're not quite sure is up to standards, to ask and to bring that up in just a matter of fact way, because squeaky wheels at Disney do see some extra grease in the form of that pixie dust. So I want to hear from you. What has been a time during a visit to the Walt Disney World Resort that you've been sprinkled with some pixie dust? What have been some special magical moments that wouldn't have happened anywhere else? That were made possible by those cast members at the Disney World Resort, or the situations at the Disney World Resort. What are some of your pixie dust moments? Put them in the comments, send me an email, give me a call, send me a text. I want to hear what they are, because all of us could use a little more magic and pixie dust in our lives. So I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.